Chapter 12, The Siege, has landed on Disney+, and it was an absolutely fun episode. I think it was best described as a reunion episode. We got to see Cara Dune again, Greef Karga, even Moff Gideon in the flesh, as well as the fishy Mithril. Like I said in my predictions video, this is actually an episode that we knew quite a bit about going into it. The Season 2 trailer actually revealed many of the action points, which in my opinion made this episode a little less suspenseful. That said, it was very interesting to be back on Navarro and see the transformation under the city of Greef Karga and Cara Dune. In my predictions video, I suggested that Greef Karga would be reaching out to the Mandalorian for help, but it was actually the Mandalorian that went back to Navarro for help from his old friends. Once Din Djarin is back on Navarro, Greef and Cara both ask him for help with taking down an Imperial outpost left on the planet, which they are able to do, of course, but more importantly, while they are there, they discover some sort of program to clone individuals at the base. And the really interesting thing here is that it seems like they were using the blood of the child to help enhance these clones. This seems to be confirmed at the end when we see Moff Gideon on his own ship, as we see what looks like an elite unit of Inquisitor-type stormtroopers. Very similar to what we've seen in the Darth Vader comics. I believe they're called Purge Troopers. But what would be more interesting to me is that these aren't actually Purge Troopers, but they are some sort of Mandalorian-type ripoff that would have jetpacks very similar to the Mandalorian, some super strength of course, because they've been pumped up with the child's blood. Maybe they even have some force powers. And this would just be a great juxtaposition against the Mandalorian, as well as Bo-Katan and any other Mandalorians that we might see in the future of the show. I'd say the other real highlight of this episode was when we saw the chase with Cara Dune and Greef Karga, being chased first by scout troopers and then later by TIE fighters. I definitely got a good vibe from this scene. It took me back to A New Hope when the Millennium Falcon is escaping from the Death Star and the TIE fighters are trying to track it down and destroy it. And it was just so much fun to see the ITT, the Imperial Troop Transport, in live action. We did get to see it in Star Wars Rebels in animation, but again, this is the second week in a row where we've seen something from that show translated into live action, and I absolutely loved it. I also absolutely loved how Navarro has become completely transformed, and connecting back to that Western theme like I like to do, this is like the perfect frontier town now. There's a true community and even a schoolhouse like you'd expect in that frontier town. Not to mention, Cara Dune is referred to as the Marshal. But what I really like about the setup of this frontier town is the fact that Cara Dune and Greef Karga, they have a lot to lose now. They've created this haven in the Outer Rim, and it'd be horrible to see that destroyed. But hey, Star Wars fans, that's all I got time for today. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. As always, I'm Mike, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.